Fans, this reminder, there is no posted results or awards ceremony today. All participants and teams are encouraged to follow along with live coverage featuring statistics and live video courtesy of the Nighthawk Sports Network. Links can be found at ungathletics.com/XC Invite. Ladies and gentlemen, as one of 6 senior military colleges in the United States, please join the University of North Georgia and our guests as we honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad. Today, the colors will be presented off the side of the parking garage and are being held by members of the University of North Georgia cross-country program. Now please join us in the playing of our national anthem. Today's anthem is a pre-recorded version as performed by the University of North Georgia Boar's Head Brigade Patriot Choir. Thank you. This is the first call for the men's 8K race. The first call for the men's 8K race. This is the second call for the men's 8K race. The second call for the men's 8-kilometer race. Let's take a look at the field for the 8th annual University of North Georgia Cross Country Invitational, the men's 8K race. Starting in box number 3 will be the Lions of Piedmont College. Piedmont competes out of the USA South Athletic Conference and is coached by Jim Jemison. The Lions will be running in green and black uniforms. In box number 4 will be the Mountain Lions of Young Harris College. Young Harris competes out of the Peach Belt Conference and is led by head coach Barry Brown. The Mountain Lions will be running in white and purple uniforms. In box number 5 will be the Bearcats of Lander University. Kevin Sciola leads the Bearcats in the Peach Belt Conference as Lander will wear the blue and gold in today's race. In box number 6 will be the Hawks of Shorter University. Shorter competes out of the Gulf South Conference and is coached by Willie Griffith. The Hawks will be wearing blue in today's race. In box number 7, the Wolves of the University of West Georgia. West Georgia is led by Ryan Bailey in the Gulf South Conference and will be wearing blue and red in today's race. In box number 8, the Columbus State Cougars. Under head coach David Marley out of the Peach Belt Conference, the Cougars will be wearing navy in today's race. And finally, in box number 9 will be the Trojans of Anderson University. Anderson competes in the South Atlantic Conference and is coached by Kevin Eagle. The Trojans will be wearing black and gold in today's race. We are approximately 9 minutes away from the start of the men's 8K race here in the 8th annual UNG Cross Country Invitational. This is the third and final call for the men's 8K race. Participants, please make your way to your starting boxes at this time. Again, this is the third and final call for the men's 8K race. And we are off with the 8th Annual UNG Cross Country Invitational Men's 8K race. As the competitors take off down the opening straightaway. 7 teams in the field this year. Piedmont running in the green, Young Harris in the purple, Lander in the yellow tops with blue shorts. Shorter in blue, West Georgia in blue and red. Columbus State in the navy and red, and Anderson is in the black and gold. The racers are going to go 5 loops around the course, running up through our 3-tier course. toward the track on the top tier where they'll run all the way around, then through the tree line next to the train tracks that run next to the Gainesville campus here at the University of North Georgia. They'll run that loop 5 times over the course of this race. Racers will start making their way through the tree line any moment now as we are just over 3 minutes into the race. This 8K race for the men. Guaranteed to have a first-year team champion, as none of the 7 teams that are competing in today's race have won the UNG Cross Country Invitational. Truett McConnell winning back in 2013, with West Alabama winning it last year. The record 8K time in this event by UNC Pembroke's Joshua Chepkisser, 25 minutes and 7 seconds to run 8,000 meters. Again, racers will come through the tree line as we start to see them making their way. Coming around Trustee Pond. About 4.5 minutes into the race. Coming down the straightaway, completing the first of 5 loops on the UNG cross country course. Leaders getting ready to make their way down the starting chute once again. West Georgia out in front. Anderson in second. West Georgia runner in third place right behind. Then a few more black and white uniforms taking up places 4 through 8. As the top 10 gets ready to make their way past the finish arch for the first time. Coleman Solomon from West Georgia leading. David Walker in second. Thomas Sutcliffe from Anderson in third, and a lot more Trojans in behind. In fact, 6 Trojans from 3rd through 8th. Columbus State taking spots 9 and 10. Ethan Shepard as well as John Scarborough. Andrew Gartreux from West Georgia in 11th. Jonah Morris in 12th as the racers continue to make their way through this 8K race. Aiden Rush from Columbus State rounding out the top 15. While Jackson Lazenby from Young Harris comes in at number 20. Again, 5 loops here in this race. So Solomon Coleman, a split of 5 minutes, 35 seconds. David Walker right behind, as well as Thomas Sutcliffe, 5:37 on each one of those. Ben Clark and Philip Quillen at 5:40. Again, they'll run past the splits 5 times in this race. Brandon Wilson in 6th, clocked in at 5:40 as well, as the Trojans packing up from 3 to 8. West Georgia 1, 2, 11, and 12. Columbus State at number 9 and 10. Lander 13, Young Harris 14, Piedmont 15. As the racers continue on here at the UNG Cross Country Invitational. Look through some other splits as the racers have all made their way past the first split. From Lander, Trent Powers leads the way for the Bearcats in 13th place, 5:54. 14th place, Young Harris is Luke Serwick, a 5:54 split as well. Walker Capel from Piedmont in 15th place. He came across at 5:54. A lot of racers coming through at the 6 minute 6:01 time as well. Piedmont's Jeremy Hallbrook leads that group in 19th place. As we take a look at the current team standings, Anderson out in front with West Georgia in second. Columbus State just behind West Georgia, so a very tight race in the team standings thus far. Just over 9 minutes into this race, as we expect to see runners making their way through the tree line any moment now. Again, a little bit later on today, the women's 5K race. As the West Georgia leader in Solomon Coleman making his way around Trustee Pond right now, completing his second of 5 loops. Looks like David Walker has pulled out a little bit ahead of Thomas Sutcliffe in 3rd. The Trojans still holding down positions 3, 4, 5, and 6. As now we see Solomon Coleman coming down the straightaway toward the finish arch. There comes David Walker and Thomas Sutcliffe. We'll see their splits here in just a few minutes as Anderson staying together that front group of 4. A West Georgia runner in 7th place, followed by Anderson in 8th and 9th, West Georgia in 10th. As Columbus State now in 11th and 12th. Coleman across first at the split. The senior from West Georgia, followed by David Walker Thomas Sutcliffe, Brandon Wilson, Ben Clark, Philip Quillen. The latter four from Anderson. West Georgia's Andrew Gartreau in 7th. 8th and 9th go to Anderson, as well as the racers make their way. They've finished 2 laps so far of this 5-lap $8K. Solomon Coleman going through at 10:39. David Walker 10:52. Thomas Sutcliffe right there with him. Spots 1, 2, and 3 currently. As we are coming up on the 12-minute mark here in the men's 8-kilometer. Couple of Piedmont runners there in the black and green, crossover by the clock, reading 12:09 now, Young Harris, and then a couple more Lions from Piedmont. Division II student athletes have the opportunity to make their college experience unique based on their individual passions and interests. Institutions encourage their student athletes to get involved in activities and experiences outside their sport and engage in areas that will help them succeed in their career and in life after college. Become a Division II student athlete and make it yours. Visit ncaa.org/D2 to learn more. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. As we approach 13 minutes gone in this 8K race, again a 5-loop race for the men, as we await the runners to come down Trustee Pond yet again. Ben Clark came through, as well as Philip Quillen in 4th and 5th in this race at 10:54. 6th place also to Brandon Wilson from Anderson. Andrew Gartreau, 11 minutes in 7th place for West Georgia. Then Jonathan Roberts and Michael Burgess, 8th and 9th for Anderson. Jonah Morris in 10th place to round out the top 10 in the 8K. Morris from West Georgia. So we take a look at the team standings. West Georgia trying to claw back into it. Anderson still with a very good lead with spots 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. With the Wolves of West Georgia at 1, 2, 7, 10, and 22. Columbus State right there with West Georgia, 11, 12, 14, 15, and 21 through the second lap. Solomon Coleman from West Georgia making his way around Trustee Pond. Getting ready to cross over the bridge and make his way down the straightaway a third time. Or finishing his third lap, excuse me, a fourth time down the straightaway, but finishing his third loop. So Coleman making his way. As the West Georgia senior makes his way. A very wide margin between himself and second place. It looks like Thomas Sutcliffe has taken over second, along with three other Anderson runners, now second through fifth, as the Trojans starting to distance themselves in the team standings. West Georgia's Andrew Gartreau in sixth place. Anderson in 7th and 8th with West Georgia in 9th. And then another wide margin from that front pack and the chase group. Columbus State's John Scarborough and Ethan Shepard coming through 10th and 11th as they make the turn down the start of the straight. West Georgia's Jonah Morris right behind, and then Lander's Trent Powers. A little over halfway through this 8K race. Some more Columbus State runners making their way toward the finish arch in the straightaway, finishing their third loop. That's Savion Taylor and Aiden Rush. Piedmont, Columbus State, and Anderson with a couple of Young Harris runners shortly there behind. Little over 17 minutes into this race. Solomon Coleman going through at 15:48, 18 seconds clear of Anderson's Thomas Sutcliffe, who went through at 16:06. Right behind him is teammate Ben Clark at 16:07, and Brandon Wilson, as well as Philip Quillen, just a second and 2 seconds behind in that pack of 4 Trojans. West Georgia's David Walker in 6th, Michael Burgess in 7th at 16:22. West Georgia's Andrew Gartreau and Jonathan Roberts of Anderson at 16:23 through the 5K split. 3 kilometers left. That's about a loop and a half. As we see more racers making their way around this course. Roy Harkins from Piedmont just passed over the split. Again, leading the way for Lander currently, Trent Powers in 13th place. For Piedmont, it is Walker Capel in 16th at 17:25 through the split. Young Harris is Thomas Mellendorf in 19th place at 17:30. As the racers continue on this 8K journey. The Peach Belt Conference is home to 36 national championships, including the 2015 University of North Georgia softball team. Conference is made up of 12 member institutions from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, and currently holds championships in 15 sports, 7 for men and 8 for women. For more information on the conference, visit the league's official website at peachbelt.com. Racers continuing around Trustee Pond. We expect to see Solomon Coleman coming around, and I think we do see him. About to pass a couple of Lander Bearcats on his way around. He's got a wide margin ahead of him, or behind him, excuse me, between second place. Somewhere around 70 to 80 meters distance between first place Coleman and second place, I believe that's Thomas Sutcliffe. As Solomon Coleman putting on a show here in Gainesville, distancing himself from the pack. But Anderson staying close together. They were 2 through 5 coming through the last split. They are still 2 through 5 as they make their way starting their final loop of the 8K race, 21 minutes in. See West Georgia's David Walker making his way down the stretch. A couple more Anderson runners finishing their fourth lap. Again, this is a 5-lap race in the 8K. Solomon Coleman, then Ben Clark, Thomas Sutcliffe, Philip Quillen, Brandon Wilson, rounding out the top 5. David Walker from West Georgia, the junior, in 6th, followed by sophomore Michael Burgess of Anderson and freshman Jonathan Roberts of Anderson. As the Trojans trying to push for that team championship here in the 8th Annual UNG Cross Country Invitational. Currently sitting at 21 points and a wide margin between them and second place. West Georgia looks to be the closest, at least through the splits we've had so far. Columbus State's John Scarborough, Savion Taylor, and Ethan Shepard bunching up, trying to stay close to one another and try and make a push toward a top 2 spot. Again, racers are finishing either their 3rd or 4th lap, with the leaders going to make their way down the finish chute their next time through. Solomon Coleman passing over the final split at 20:59, 18 seconds clear of Ben Clark. Again, the record for an 8K here at the UNG Cross Country Invitational, Joshua Kepchisser, in 2018 from UNC Pembroke, he ran it in 25:07. Last year's champion in the men's race, Jacob Bernal of West Alabama, 26:27. That was the 4th best time in the history of this event. "24 minutes in as we await the leaders to make their way around Trustee Pond one more time. The women's race to begin about 10:30 this morning. It'll be a 5K. So they'll run 3 laps of the course. Racers still coming around Trustee Pond. We await Solomon Coleman of West Georgia, who had an 18-second lead as he came around, finishing his 4th lap. We turn our attention to Trustee Pond. Should be getting very close, as Coleman won't get the invitational record, but he is making his way around Trustee Pond, about to make his way down the finish chute. Kicking it into a second gear, he's got a very wide margin behind him as he continues to lap competitors, and he'll make his way down into the finish chute momentarily. 25 minutes, 30 seconds. As he gets ready to make the final right turn. Into the finish chute comes Coleman, taking off down the final straightaway. West Georgia's Solomon Coleman going to race away with this one. as he crosses under the finish arch at unofficially 25:59. Anderson going to come through in second and third place, as the Trojans coming through 26:16. Again, all unofficial times at this point. Very impressive running from Anderson, as one of the Trojans trying to chase down David Walker. I don't know that he'll catch him, but it's going to be close, as David Walker will cross ahead of the Anderson racer. Another foot race down the finish, as looks like West Georgia's Andrew Gartreux will go across the finish line. Unofficial times coming in now for the 8K. Solomon Coleman, 26 minutes to run around this 8K course, is now Columbus State. Couple of racers trying to finish strong in this 8K. Ben Clark in second from Anderson, 26:16 unofficially, followed by Philip Quillen and Thomas Sutcliffe from Anderson. As the racers continue to make their way down the finish chute. Again, this 8K race will have some racers finishing their fourth lap at this time. Here comes a foot race at the finish. West Georgia going to edge out a Columbus State runner at the end. Coleman at 26 minutes. Ben Clark, 26:16. Quillen, 26:25. Thomas Sutcliffe at 26:27. Brandon Wilson in fifth, 26:45 unofficially. West Georgia and Columbus State in another foot race coming down the final stretch. Columbus State going to finish behind West Georgia in that foot race. Here comes a Young Harris runner down the final stretch, as racers working their way across the finish line, finishing up their 8K race. Sixth place, David Walker unofficially at 26:50. He's from West Georgia. Anderson's Michael Burgess in seventh at 26:52. From West Georgia, Andrew Gartreux in eighth place. He was in a battle with a bunch of Anderson Trojans all throughout the 8K race. 27:01 his unofficial time. Anderson's Jonathan Robertson ninth at 27:04. And rounding out the top 10, Columbus State's Savion Taylor at 27:30 to get around this 8K course. John Scarborough 11th from the Cougars, 27:34. Landers Trent Powers, the first Bearcat to cross, he came in 12th at 27:49 unofficially. Piedmont's Walker Capel in 18th place, the first Lion to cross, 28:43. Young Harris's Luke Surwick at 29:09. He finished in 22nd place. Shorter's Jordan Hellier in 28th at 29:38. As the racers continue to make their way around the course a half hour in to this 8K race. Unofficial team standings would have Anderson way out in front, finishing with, again, unofficially 21 points as a team. West Georgia coming in at 1-6-8, 14 and 19 would be their top 5. Again, coaches and participants, to facilitate social distancing, there will be no posted results or awards ceremony today. All participating teams are encouraged to follow along with live coverage featuring statistics and video coverage. Links can be found online at ungathletics.com/XC Invite. Live stats coming in, as well as our live video on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Solomon Coleman won this race from start to finish. A 2-second gap at the first split, which was 1.75 kilometers. Then at 3.25 kilometers, he'd stretched it out to a 13-second advantage. And then 18 seconds the rest of the way through from the 5K. And then 6.3. He ended up 16 seconds ahead of Ben Clark. In the final unofficial standings, as racers continue to make their way around Trustee Pond to finish up this 8K race. Again, the top 10 looked like this. Solomon Coleman from West Georgia with a time of 26 minutes unofficially. Then Ben Clark from Anderson in second with 26:16. Philip Quillen from Anderson in third at 26:25. Thomas Sutcliffe in fourth, 26:27. Brandon Wilson in fifth, also from Anderson, 26:45. Behind him was David Walker from West Georgia, Michael Burgess from Anderson, Andrew Gartreau from West Georgia, another Anderson Trojan in ninth, and Jonathan Roberts. Savion Taylor from Columbus State rounds out the top 10. Columbus State, their top 5 runners unofficially coming in 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, and 16th. So the second place team race going to be very close between the Cougars and the Wolves. Unofficial team standings, if my math's correct, Columbus State at 55 points, West Georgia at 57. But Anderson running away with the unofficial team championship. 21 points, so they're over 30 points clear of second place. Racers still finishing up the 8K course. The women's 5K will start in about 25 minutes. A reminder to the top 10 finishers, you should have received an index card from top 10. You can make your way to G.W. Bailey Amphitheater to pick up your top 10 t-shirt. And again, full results will be posted on the event page at ungathletics.com/XC Invite to facilitate social distancing. Results will not be posted, and there will not be an awards ceremony today. Again, the top 10 finishers from the men's 8K race can make your way to the amphitheater to redeem your top 10 t-shirt. Racer finishing strong at 36 minutes and 45 seconds unofficially. As we await the final racers to come across the finish line. Top finishers for each team. For West Georgia, it was Solomon Coleman in first place at 26 minutes. For Anderson, it was Ben Clark, 26:16. Columbus State's Savion Taylor, 27:30 to lead the way for the Cougars. For Lander, it was Trent Powers, 27:49. He finished in 12th place. For Piedmont, Walker Capel in 18th place overall to lead the way for the Lions. He finished with a time of 28:43. Young Harris's Luke Serwick, 29:09. He finished in 22nd place. And then leading the way for Shorter was Jordan Hellier with a time of 29 minutes and 38 seconds, finishing in 28th place in the race. Again, a congratulations to the top 10 runners in this race, as well as Solomon Coleman to win the race, 26 minutes flat to get around the 8K course. North Georgia fans rank as one of the most loyal social media followings in Division II athletics. Follow us today on Twitter and Instagram at UNG_Nighthawks. Like us on Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for complete coverage of the Nighthawk Nation. Fans can also share your experience at today's event on social media with the hashtag Hawk'em. To facilitate social distancing, there will be no posted results or awards ceremony today. All participating teams are encouraged to follow along with live coverage featuring statistics and video coverage. Links can be found at ungathletics.com/XC Invite. As a reminder, per Peach Belt Conference COVID protocols, there are no spectators allowed at today's event. Anyone that is not a part of the official team travel party is asked to leave the facility and to follow along using our live statistics or live video offerings. Again, there are no spectators allowed in the facility. Thank you for your cooperation. Division II student athletes have the opportunity to make their college experience unique based on their individual passions and interests. Institutions encourage their student athletes to get involved in activities and experiences outside their sport and engage in areas that will help them succeed in their career and in life after college. Become a Division II student athlete and make it yours. Visit ncaa.org/D2 to learn more. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. This is the first call for the women's 5K race. Again, the first call for the women's 5K race. Let's take a look at the field of the 8th Annual University of North Georgia Cross Country Invitational, the women's 5K race. Racing out of box 1 will be the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Reinhardt competes out of the Appalachian Athletic Conference and is coached by Jordan Turner. The Eagles will be wearing white and it looks like green in today's race. Box 2 will be the host Nighthawks of the University of North Georgia. Under first-year head coach Chris England, the Nighthawks compete out of the Peach Belt Conference and will be wearing blue uniforms in today's race. In box 3 will be the Lions of Piedmont College. Out of the USA South Atlantic Conference, they are coached by Jim Jemison and will be wearing the white and green in today's race. In box number 4 will be the Mountain Lions of Young Harris College. Out of the Peach Belt Conference, coached by Barry Brown, the Mountain Lions will be wearing purple in today's race. In box number 5, the Bearcats of Lander University. Kevin Sciola leads the Bearcats out of the Peach Belt Conference. They'll be wearing gold tops and blue shorts. In box 6 will be the Hawks of Shorter University. Under head coach Willie Griffith in the Gulf South Conference, the Hawks will be wearing black today. In box 7, the Wolves of West Georgia. West Georgia competes in the Gulf South Conference and is coached by Ryan Bailey. They will be wearing white and red. In box 8, the Cougars of Columbus State University. David Marley leads Columbus State's squad in the Peach Belt Conference. They will be wearing white tops and red shorts. In box 9 will be the Trojans of Anderson University. Kevin Eagle leads Anderson in the South Atlantic Conference. They will be wearing black tops and bottoms. In box 10 will be the Running Eagles of Life University. Life competes out of the Mid-South Conference and is coached by Niall Stewart. They will be wearing green uniforms in today's race. And finally, in box 11 will be the Tigers of Brenau University. Byron Kramer leads Brenau in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. They will be wearing black and yellow in today's race. This is the second call for the women's 5K, the second call to make your way to the starting line. This is the third and final call for the women's 5K race. All participants for the women's 5K race should make their way to their starting boxes at this time. And we are off with the women's 5K race at the 8th Annual UNG Invitational. 11 teams in the race. Reinhardt, North Georgia; Piedmont, Young Harris; Lander, Shorter, West Georgia; Columbus State, Anderson, Life, and Brunel. As the racers take off down the first straightaway. They will run 3 loops of this course, racing up into the second tier of this 3-tiered course, then around the track on the top tier before racing in the tree line next to the train tracks, running that loop 3 times. The third time around, they will come down the finish chute here at the UNG cross country course. North Georgia, a 5-time champion of this invitational, including the last 3 years. They look to make it 6 years in a row this year with some tough competition in the 8th installment of this event. Again, no award ceremony after this race. The top 10 racers will get an index card to redeem for a top 10 t-shirt, and then the winning team and the runner-up will get plaques for finishing first and second as a team. Unofficial team scores from the men's race: Anderson finishing with 21 points. West Georgia in second place, 48 points. Columbus State, 65 points in third. Again, it was Solomon Coleman winning the 8K race, 25:59.95, the official time to run 5 laps of this course. Racers will come around Trustee Pond momentarily. Again, a 3-lap course for this 5K. This is the first of 3 meets to be held on this course, as in 2 weeks the Nighthawks will host the Peach Belt Preview, the course that will be run for the Peach Belt Conference Championship, which is to be contested November 14th out here on the UNG cross country course. Again, no spectators will be allowed at either one of those races per Peach Belt Conference COVID-19 protocols. But live video and statistics will be available for each one. The meet on the 31st will be on the Nighthawk Sports Network, with the meet on the 14th to be on the Peach Belt Conference Network. Little over 4 minutes into this one as we await the women coming through on Trustee Pond. The record time in this 5K race, 17:21, set last year by SCAD Atlanta's Emily Kearney. This has been contested as a 6K in previous years in previews for the NCAA Southeast Regional, which has been held out here in 2018, was to be contested in 2020 on this course prior to COVID-19, and then it will be contested in 2023 here on this course, the NCAA Southeast Regional. Racers starting to make their way around Trustee Pond, 5 minutes and 15 seconds in. Looks like an Anderson runner out in front with North Georgia in second, Columbus State in third, Anderson fourth and fifth, Nighthawks in sixth and seventh, Anderson in eighth, and then a pack of Nighthawks just outside of the top 10. Carmen Leroy looking like she's the Nighthawk in front, at least from a distance. We'll see coming down the straightaway. As 6 minutes into this 3-lap course, the racers starting to make their way through. Again, it's Anderson in first, North Georgia in second, Columbus in third, Anderson in fourth, fifth, and now sixth. North Georgia seventh and eighth, as well as ninth and 10th. Olivia Risch leads the way for Anderson, a senior for the Trojans, followed by North Georgia's Carmen Leroy, Allie Hay in third, then Anderson in fourth, fifth, and sixth. That's Faith Nelson, Elise Matthews, and Hannah Beach. Freshman Sydney Bolyard and Claire Mills for the Nighthawks in seventh and eighth. Tanzania Brown from Columbus State in ninth. Olivia Terwilliger in 10th for North Georgia. Madison Crumley in 11th. From Anderson, Life's Cameron Kimmel in 12th. Nighthawks take up 13th, 14th, and 15th with Bryn Wilson, Caroline Patterson, and Mariah Wilsap. Split times coming in. As racers continue through this 5K course. Coming up on 8 minutes in. Bernal's Bianca Orr, as well as Brianna Beercamp, making their way across. Piedmont's Samantha Carvalho and Charisma Singh. Shorter's Jordan Elder. Lander's Mia Krankfelt and Lindsey Thompson, as well as Missy O'Toole, make their way across. Hannah Hutchins from Columbus State. Reinhardt's Pam Lalo also finishing their first loop. Again, a 5K race as racers still make their way around a first time. First racers came through at about the 6-minute mark. Olivia Risch, 6:23. Carmen Leroy, 6:28. Allie Hay, 6:29. Faith Nelson, 6:30. Take a look at the team standings right now. Anderson is in first at 30 points, coming in at places 1, 4, 5, 7, and 13. North Georgia in second at 36 points, spots 2, 6, 8, 9, and 11. And then distantly in third is Columbus State with 72 points. Through the first split, that's at 1 3/4 kilometers. Racers will come through at 3 1/4 kilometers momentarily in their second of 3 loops of this course. Coming up on 11 minutes into the 5K race. And there come the first runners. Looks like Columbus State's Allie Hay may have jumped out in front, as Olivia Risch right behind in second. Carmen Leroy in third place, about 25 to 30 meters behind, with Anderson taking numbers 4, 5, and 6, North Georgia 7 and 8, as they make the right turn around Trustee Pond. 11 minutes and 45 seconds in. As now we see Allie Hay making her way down the straightaway. The next time she comes down, it'll be through the finish chute. Olivia Risch not too far behind, as Allie Hay starting to pull away from the field a little bit with 1 lap to go. Carmen Leroy in third. Looks like Faith Nelson, Elise Matthews, and Hannah Beach in 4th through 6th. Sydney Boyard, Claire Mills, spots 7 and 8. As Allie Hay has crossed over, followed by Olivia Risch, the 3 1/4 kilometer split. Carmen Leroy in third, Faith Nelson right behind. There's Hannah Beach and Elise Matthews, Claire Mills, Sydney Boyard, 7th and 8th. A pack of racers going across now. Olivia Terwilliger in that group with a couple of Columbus State Cougars as well as an Anderson Trojan. As the Nighthawks all around the top 15 through the 3.25K split. Allie Hay went across the split, 12 minutes, 25 seconds. 5 seconds behind her, Anderson's Olivia Risch. Faith Nelson and Carmen Leroy crossed at 12:39. Hannah Beach from Anderson runs the top 5 spots at 12:42. Elise Matthews in 6th for the Trojans, 12:43. Claire Mills at 12:45 for North Georgia. One of 2 freshmen for the Nighthawks in 7th and 8th place, with Sydney Boyard in 8th at 12:46. Olivia Terwilliger came across in 9th place at the split at 13:03, but 3 other racers with her right behind at 13:04. Emily Golden from Anderson, Tanzani Brown from Columbus State, and Marion Bartolo from West Georgia, all at 13:04. Elise Glorvigan from North Georgia in 13th, 13 minutes, 8 seconds. So as we take a look at the running team standings, Anderson still in front in first place. They've started to distance themselves from the Nighthawks, 26 points. North Georgia at 40. Spots 4, 7, 8, 9, and 12 for the Nighthawks. Spots 2, 3, 5, 6, and 10 for the Trojans of Anderson. Columbus State starting to creep a little closer to North Georgia as well. They're now at 63 points in third place, with Allie Hay taking over the top spot across the split in first. They've also got spots 11, 15, 17, and 19 as they're counting scores so far. Racers finishing their second loop. A 3-loop course. The next time that the leaders come through, and all of the racers, they'll be coming down the finish chute toward the arch as they wrap up the 8th annual UNG Cross Country Invitational. To facilitate social distancing, there will be no posted results or awards ceremony today. All participating teams are encouraged to follow along with live coverage featuring stats and video. Links at ungathletics.com/XC invite. Again, the next time that we will be here at the UNG Cross Country course, 2 weeks from today, UNG will host the Peach Belt Conference Cross Country Preview before hosting the PBC Championship on November the 14th. The men's race for both of those, 9:30 a.m. starts, with the women at 10:30. Take a look at Trustee Pond as the racers should be pretty close. And we do see Allie Hay coming out from the tree line, racing away with this one. The Columbus State Cougar putting in a great time. Not going to get to the record time of 17:21, but it will be an impressive time nonetheless. As Allie Hay makes her way around the greenhouse and makes the final right-hand turn. A big gap between Allie Hay and Olivia Risch. From Anderson, Carmen Leroy in third, gaining a little bit of ground on Risch. Anderson in fourth, fifth, and sixth. As we see Carmen Leroy getting ready to cross. Allie Hay making her way to the finish line. Nobody around the Columbus State Cougars. She's looking to finish with as quick a time as possible. She will cross under the arch at 18:09 unofficially to win the women's 5K. Here's Olivia Risch making her way down the chute. She'll finish in second. Carmen Leroy in third. Has about a 15-meter lead on the Anderson Trojan. Carmen with plenty of time. She'll get in at third. Claire Mills trying to give a push toward Anderson. A foot race for the top five. Fourth place will be Anderson. North Georgia's, I believe that's Claire Mills, running past two Anderson Trojans to finish in fifth place. Sixth and seventh go to Anderson. Here comes Olivia Terwilliger with an Anderson runner with her as well, trying to finish inside the top 10. Elise Glorvigan with a couple of Columbus State Cougars gaining ground on her. Be a tight finish at the front. Olivia Terwilliger starting to pull away as she gets closer to the finish line. Elise Glorvigan crosses. A couple of Columbus State Cougars will cross as well. Mariah Millsap and an Anderson Trojan in a foot race as Anderson's runner pulls away late to cross under. See an Anderson Trojan coming across as well as Piedmont. Take a look at some of those final times, of course, all unofficial at this point as we've got big races coming down the stretch. Great foot races as there's a North Georgia Nighthawk passing player or runners down the final straightaway. Finishing at 20:20 on the clock unofficially. Top 10 times unofficially read as follows. In first place is Columbus State's Allie Hay. She came across at 18:10. 17 seconds clear of second place, Olivia Risch from Anderson at 18:27. In third place was North Georgia's Carmen Leroy, the reigning Peach Belt Conference Freshman of the Year, went across in 18:38. Anderson's Faith Nelson at 18:44 in fourth, followed by Claire Mills in fifth, 18:48, edging out Hannah Beach at the line, who finished in sixth place. Seventh place was Elise Matthews, finishing side by side with Hannah Beach. Eighth place, North Georgia's Sydney Bolliard at 18:57, followed by North Georgia's Olivia Terwilliger in ninth at 19:17 on the clock. Rounding out the top 10, Anderson's Emily Golden at 19:19. As we take a look at the unofficial team standings, North Georgia closed the gap a little bit on the unofficial team standings, but Anderson still out in front unofficially with 29 points. North Georgia at 37 points. The Trojans in places 2, 4, 6, 7, and 10, with North Georgia in 3, 5, 8, 9, and 12. Columbus State across in third place as a team with 60 points. Allie Hay winning the race as an individual. Again, the top 10 runners can bring the index card to the amphitheater once they've cooled down and pick up their top 10 t-shirt. But as of right now, it looks like the Anderson Trojans will sweep the team championships here in the UNG Cross Country Invitational. As the wind whips here in Oakwood, we take a look at the top finishers for each team. For Columbus State, it was Allie Hay who won the race, a time of 18 minutes, 10 seconds. For Anderson, in second place was Olivia Risch. She finished at 18:27. North Georgia's Carmen Leroy finished in third place at 18:38. West Georgia's top finisher, Marion Bartolol, 14th place, 19 minutes, 26 seconds. Piedmont's Addie Bolton finishing in 18th place to lead the way for the Lions. She finishes with a time of 19 minutes, 53 seconds. Life University led by Cameron Kimmel, 20th place, a time of 20 minutes and 2 seconds. In 22nd place was Shorter's Chicosia Delaney, 20 minutes and 7 seconds for the leading Hawk. For Lander, it was Gabby Hart, finishing in 27th place, 20 minutes and 29 seconds. Young Harris's Caroline Connor, she leads the way, 21 minutes and 12 seconds for the Mountain Lions. That was good for 35th place. Reinhardt's Caprice Kontashek, 21 minutes, 25 seconds. That's 38th place. And Bernal was led by Kaya Pittman in 30th place, 20 minutes and 58 seconds. Racers still making their way around the course, finishing things up here at the 8th Annual UNG Cross Country Invitational. This reminder that there are no posted results or awards ceremony. Teams, coaches can go to ungathletics.com/XC Invite for links to results as well as archived video of today's race. Again, the top 10 finishers from the race can make their way to the amphitheater to claim their top 10 T-shirts. Again, a congratulations in the men's race to West Georgia's Solomon Coleman, finishing the 8K in 25 minutes, 59.95 seconds. And to Anderson as a team, claiming the team championship in the men's 8K, 21 points, putting 6 racers in the top 10, including spots 2 through 5 and number 7. West Georgia finished in second place in the men's 8K, 48 points for the Wolves, finishing in spots 1, 6, 8, 14, and 19. Women's race still going on, a couple of racers still out on the course, but the team scores coming in. It'll be Anderson winning the team title, 29 points. Again, still unofficial until the final racer crosses. North Georgia at 37 points. They will finish in second. Both of those teams, well, Anderson putting 5 in the top 10, spots 2, 4, 6, 7, and 10. North Georgia 4 in the top 10, 3, 5, 8, and 9. And a congratulations to Columbus State's Allie Hay, who finished ahead of everybody, clearing the field by 17 seconds, 18:09.54 to win the 5K race. The next race out at the UNG cross-country course will be on October 31st, Halloween morning, when the Nighthawks host the Peach Belt Conference cross-country preview. And then 2 weeks after that, 4 weeks from today, on November the 14th, the Peach Belt Conference Championship will be contested here in Gainesville at the UNG cross-country course. Again, no spectators will be allowed at either one of those events, but live video will be available for both, as well as live statistics. In 2 weeks, the Nighthawk Sports Network will carry the broadcast, and on November 14th, it will be the Peach Belt Conference Network to carry the cross-country race here from Gainesville. Again, a congratulations to all racers who finished in the top 10. If you have not done so already, you can redeem the index card you were given at the finish line at the amphitheater for your top 10 t-shirt. The team awards are being delivered directly to the teams as I speak. Again, Anderson sweeping the women's and men's races here from the UNG cross-country course. Again, we thank you for joining us out here at the 8th Annual UNG Cross-Country Invitational. We hope that you'll join us, if not later on this year, next year, as we host the event here from Gainesville again. Safe travels back, and congratulations to all.